I'm a postal worker. I took a 25% pay cut today. Help me spread the word. Cross-boast from R, mildly infuriating. Quite possibly more than mildly infuriating. But anyways, here goes. I'm a United States Postal Service mail carrier. New rules in place regarding pay has caused my pay to decrease by about 25% starting next Saturday. My pay is going from roughly $65,000 to $47,000. It's a real shame that in today's economy the Postal Service is allowing this to happen. I can hardly make an honest living working for the government. Almost every carrier in my office is also receiving a pay cut. Anywhere from 530%. Absolutely no one got an increase in pay. Something needs to be done about this. Contact your congressman. Talk to your friends and family about this issue. Hardworking, honest Americans deserve proper pay. Edit. Some of you are asking why these cuts are happening. I'm doing the same work on the same route. To quote user at Satsumasada, it would be hard to explain to a non-postal worker. The USPS and the Rural Union disagreed about how to get paid for mail volume. It went into arbitration. An arbitrator chose a new, complicated algorithm-based way of determining volume. That algorithm goes into effect this week. People are losing thousands of dollars off their wages and the Postal Service won't release the math behind the algorithm. It's a mess. Edit 2. People have mentioned striking. Unfortunately, postal workers aren't allowed to strike. I'd like to change this. Edit 3. Some people are asking for sources. Check our USPS, ruralinfo.net, or the union website nrlca.org. Edit 4. This is blowing up a bit. Thanks to those who gave me well wishes. I love my job and I love serving my customers. I just want fair pay. The goal is to make the USPS run so horribly that it fails and can be privatized. It's the same tactic they're trying, and succeeding, with public schools. USPS rural routes get paid by route evaluation, not hourly. It can be confusing to understand if you don't work at the post office. But basically, if your route is evaluated at 9 hours, you get paid for 9 hours every day whether you work 6 or 12 hours. It's been about 4 years since the last route evaluations, or count. During the count, USPS counts steps to different areas of the post office. The points from our case, where we organize the mail for each route, to where to grab our mail, packages, throwback mail, where we go to load up in our trucks, ECT, and the amount of mail, packages we have for a week or two. Our mail, magazines, letters count has been going down every year. Package count has gone up. BC the mail count has been going down. It'll affect the pay we get for the route evaluation. The package amount increasing doesn't seem to make up for it, due to the post office's system of evaluating. So, due to how the routes are getting evaluated this year, and the new system of how the evaluation is occurring, that's how OP is getting a pay cut doing the exact same work. The post office decided their current route takes less time to do since the last count. Probably BC the mail itself is much less than we used to get. When in reality, due to the increase in packages, it most likely takes more time to do. My route takes 2+ extra hours a day to do since the last evaluation. But since we haven't had an evaluation in about 4 years, I'm still getting paid the same. Haven't heard about the new evaluation of my route yet, as this year's count just ended. I tried my best to explain, so hopefully this isn't too confusing for non-postal workers. Edit to add thank you for the award. I'm glad I could help. Systematic destruction of public institutions. Rural mail carrier here. I'm taking a cut from $59K to about $50K a year. I am also losing a day off per pay period. So I work 5.5 days a week, all while doing the same amount of work. Spread the word. Please have Congress on this. Please. I'm a postal worker in Canada. Our union is getting ready. Went to a workshop last week to learn techniques to become a union agitator. The fight is about to start here. Sounds like a nationwide mail strike is on the horizon. That is honestly terrible, and I will reach out to my congresspeople about it. This is a good opportunity for anti-work to be pro-worker. Do you know what's causing this pay reduction? I haven't heard anything about a change to postal service regulations except the ending of the prepayment mandate for retiree benefits. I'm aware of their limitations on striking, but the truth is that this union and the rail pilots union all need to go on strike. They can't arrest 500,000 people overnight, but the economic damage will stop everything. Overnight. You can do it 1 month before the election if you really want to get the best deal. The military, National Guard, might be able to barely run airports like in the 80s, but that is under the bold assumption they have enough pilots. Specifically pilots trained in those planes. The railways and mail would hurt commerce so bad that honestly 1 day of strike will sink any administration. Biden says he is pro-union and pro-worker. I have yet to see it. Inflation is killing people, and the only way a union will be effective is if the unions work as one. Hell, teachers and truck drivers can join in. When you try to vilify 500k people, it might work. But if you try to vilify 5% plus of the workforce, good luck. The only thing is, you don't ask for a better contract. You ask for legislation. Specifically amendments. You make striking a guarantee by amendment. Contracts can be renegotiated and laws can be declared unconstitutional. You either strike until the country is on the verge of economic crisis to show that this system doesn't work for us anymore, or honestly stop complaining. Organize or status quo are the only options you have. Hey op, I'm a clerk here. I heard a neighboring office with a 13-mile ox is showing as a 31-mile. Something's definitely awry. Our office's valuations were based on volumes without Amazon. But we have it with the RRECS count. How can 4/5 routes with 60+ additional packages than the previous count go down? There's another office that went from 46K to 42J. I cannot believe this is happening to you guys. We're so short in my office as it is. This is absolutely the last thing you need. You'd better believe that I won't be crossing the line if we strike. Illegal or not, IMHO, you should only work 75% of your day, but that's just me. Because that asshole DeJoy, or whatever, is still head of the USPS. I was a rural carrier for 9 years. Union steward for 1 year and quit because of this. My workload kept increasing while my pay kept declining. They did whatever they could to cut my miles and my box count and refused to evaluate my volume, and hadn't done mail count in probably 3 years since I had gone full-time. And this was probably before this change you're talking about happened. This has been waiting to happen for years, and I'm glad I got out before they cut my pay any lower. It sucks because I really did enjoy the job, but they were making it hell on my mental well-being. I hope NRLCA gets it together and fights for you. Are you union or the other kind of postal worker that doesn't wear a uniform, delivers packages only, etc.? Reagan set the stage for losing labor rights when he fired air traffic controllers who were asking for more time between shifts in order to do a better job. I am outraged for you. You should contact your congressman, because they got a raise and can inside trade without consequence. I understand you can't strike. However, if my boss said my salary would be slashed by 25% starting with my next pay cycle, then I'd tell him this is my last pay cycle and quit at the end of the day where my full salary was in place. If enough people do this, there could be change. Wishing the best for you and your family. That explains why we lost our postwoman. She was great. Now I get mail very sporadically. And forget about my porch pickups. Strike please, we are waiting. Aren't allowed to strike. I mean, striking comes before pitchforks and torches, so either do it anyway or skip the step. People are losing thousands of dollars off their wages and the Postal Service won't release the math behind the algorithm. FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Request time. https://www.foia.gov. This request forces them to either A. provide the algorithm they use, or B. they have to provide legal justification that a court would approve to not provide it. Since the USPS is not a private company and the algorithm affects pay, I don't believe they have any legal grounds to stand on to refuse the request. Also contact your state senators and congressmen. Tell them the USPS is using secretive pay policies to determine pay and they refuse to divulge the information and they are directly impacting their constituencies' lives. If your Congress critters are Republican, make sure to tell them you are an independent business person as a contractor for rural routes supporting USPS. They are all for outsourcing USPS. And that is exactly what rural contract carriers are.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.